What do you think about selfless act? Do they really exist? Hello and welcome to the Mini Shells podcast, your place for nuggets of insights, wisdom, and experiences about life and everything within. Hope it sparks joy among us all. Let's carry on with it, shall we? Yes, that's our topic today. What do you think about selfless acts? I'm pretty sure you can remember some selfless acts that either you did for someone or probably others did for you. When I asked some of my friends, many of them responded back. Few of them mentioned their parent as an example. Someone beautifully explained that just giving the direction and taking somebody to a place that they want to visit, even if it means that place is opposite to where you want to go. And personally, I have experienced this too. And such a debate about selfless acts can also be seen in shows. One such is an argument between Joey and Phoebe, the characters of this famous English sitcom Friends. And funnily, one of my friends reminded this to me when I asked her about selfless acts. And one other friend mentioned himself as an example for selfless acts. And I can't deny he is one of the most selfless person that I know. And then other friend couldn't really explain it and claimed it as something that is to be felt and cannot really be explained. And funnily enough, another friend of mine also mocked me saying that I would be using it for my podcast, and all of that, whatever they said, is in some way so very true. But for years now, I have been questioning about selfless acts of love, and I'm not really convinced that such acts exist. By the way, a small disclaimer, do listen to the complete episode before you come into any conclusion. Okay, let me explain what I mean by that. I personally believe that in everything we do, there's always an inner selfish need that is being satisfied. We all are selfish beings. That is very true enough. It's just that how much of a selfish person we are and with whom varies. The fact is that even in selfless acts, we are getting something out of it. We might help others because we cannot see them in pain. But the truth is, their pain gives us pain. So naturally, by helping them, you are protecting yourself from that pain. Parents always love and protect their children. But that is also one of the selfish things anyone can do because it's their progeny. They brought them into the world, and the pain for their children is a huge hurt for themselves too. And evolutionary, it's our most natural instinct to protect our offsprings and let the generation to be carried on. Sometimes we do some things for others, even when it is against our values or even when we don't like it. This could be to maintain our image or identity with others, or to avoid conflict, or to avoid being perceived as selfish. Let me elaborate on that too. Have you ever observed we are very different with different individuals? How we behave differs from when we are in a group to when we are in a closed circle. How we are with our friends is different from how we are with strangers. And this could be because of how you feel with others, but this could also be to maintain an identity. Everyone has a perception about you based on their own experiences, and you have a perception on their perception about you based on your own perceptions of the experiences. This may be true, but not true also. So now let's say you think that they like and admire you. So you like their perception of you in their mind. So now you do all kinds of things to protect this. There's other extremes too. You believe that someone doesn't like you much, but you want that to change. So you do all sorts of things to make them like you. For such reasons, you could do certain acts to maintain your self-image. When you like someone, you do all kinds of things to impress them, which you didn't do for others. Even the famous Charles Darwin, the father of evolution, was intrigued by altruistic behavior. Altruism is a behavior of an animal that benefits another at its own expense. In layman terms, it's a selfless act for the well being of others. And there's a concept called kin selection in evolution. The more close relationship you have with a person, the more altruism you tend to show towards them. This is how the selfless acts of a family is bound. Then there is reciprocal altruism, where you do something for someone in order to get something in return, which could be anything. And if the act is not returned, you may stop being altruistic with them. If there's none of these reasons, there could be one other thing: the good feeling that you get after doing something, the feeling of being valued, of being important to someone, or to have an impact in this meaningless world, or the satisfaction that you did some service to others. They say the helper's high. I wrote this first half and was actually ready to record it, but then I wanted to wait on it. That's when I received a message from another of my friend who wanted to share an selfless act that he recently experienced. He's in another country now, a place where he hadn't gone ever before, a country with full of unknown people and with different ethnicity. He kindly shared this incident with me. So when you're traveling in this country, you need an Oyster card to travel in buses. So basically, when the card is read when getting on a bus, the amount is debited from your account and that's your ticket. Now, one day he was ready to get on a bus around 2 a.m. at midnight, and suddenly the card wasn't working. It seems that the money has been used up, and he's there at the middle of the night, almost 15 kilometers away from his place, and he didn't know what to do. It seems that during such an issue, the card automatically notifies the officer nearby. He asks him what happened, and my friend states the issue, and the officer replies that you ask any of your friend or someone to recharge. Remember that he's very new to this country, and furthermore, he's out with very least money and he hasn't brought his card as well. So, after saying this, the officer just walks away, but didn't know what went through his mind. He actually came back and used his own card for my friend. So, my question is, why did he do that to an unknown person? Oh, there could be any reason behind it, but I bet he never did it for any of those reasons. All he wanted was to help, and maybe he felt really bad for my friend's situation. Why should he help him? He was actually a Pakistani in a foreign land, helping an other Indian who is also in a foreign land. That's when I felt something. When did we all get so cynical in life? When did we become so calculative in life? Always keeping count of every good thing that we do for others, doing something to get something in return. When was the last time we smiled at any stranger? When was the last time we helped someone? When was the last time you did something for your loved one without wanting anything in return? I understand that the world has become a dangerous place to live, but there are also people with kind hearts. In fact, everyone has a kind heart, just that to whom you are kind differs. And suddenly I remembered there was a time when I was this person too, who loved people, expected nothing in return, ready to go to any extent for the people I love, wanted to help a lot of them who are in pain. But why did we all shut down ourselves? The fear of becoming the person who loses themselves to help others and not getting any reciprocation back. We lost our kind heart, locked up in a cage, far from the reach of our mind or emotions, hiding it even from ourselves. For helping someone, there might be a lot of reasons, but I'm not saying that anyone's doing selfless acts expecting all these things or because of all these reasons. Maybe it's just an byproduct of a selfless act and not the aim in itself. We discussed about doing things to prevent pain in others because it causes pain to see them in pain. Why should you feel pain when others are feeling pain? Sometimes it's not even your closed ones. When you see people suffering in war, you feel pain, you feel empathy. You put yourselves in their shoes and feel the pain as if it is happening to yourself. Sometimes it's not even a human. I have seen people crying because they saw a dog being caught on an accident and the fact that they couldn't do anything about it. If we analyze, there will always be so called reasons to do anything. If we break down, everything will turn out nothing. But these simple acts are what are keeping this world running. Such selfless acts are what has made the life on earth possible. Of course, with a pinch of selfishness too. Both selfishness and selflessness together can only balance this world. And I believe that's the truth, at least for me. Whether you're getting something or not is unimportant when someone is being benefited. When someone is saved, all that matters is the action itself and not the hidden, unknown intentions. Often people say through such acts you are helping people through God, or as my friend puts it, God is helping them by sending you at the right moment for doing the right thing and hopefully for the right intention. Now that you know you could be doing something in order to get something in return, I want you to think on it when you do something for others. Be aware enough to do service to people for the right reasons. By the way, don't keep overanalyzing when someone does something good for you. That is not what I intended to bring. The love you give always comes back, if not from the same person, if not the very same way you imagined it to be, it will always come back. But in the fear of not getting it back, please don't stop giving it. Don't give it to get it back either. Give it only because that is the right thing to do. If you could simply bring a smile onto a stranger's face, that in itself could be a selfless, kind act. Or maybe not. Just kidding. Hoping that your heart is more open towards doing selfless acts. Let's spread kindness and smiles to everyone in need, and even those who claim that they don't need it, they need it too. Thank you for tuning in and grateful for all your support and kindness. You can follow me on Instagram, Threads, Twitter, and my WhatsApp channel at Mini Shells Podcast. Thank you.